Welcome to another political cadence for May 3rd, 2026.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, Aaron will not be with us today. He is stuck in traffic, in California traffic, which is kind of
It's its own animal.
its own animal, right?
Hmm.
So we have Will, Aaron, and Phil here to break down the last 2 weeks.
Will, Lisa, and Phil. Aaron is unavailable.
Aaron is unavailable.
Hmm.
We will
Okay.
um, not defer to him this time.
Okay.
But I thought we'd go ahead and at the beginning of this episode, we've had a couple guests on this show, and they actually left notes for us that we wanted to read on air. We had Jake Green, who was a, uh, a supporter of Jake Green. He has his own podcast, and he was a what's that party? The party of
Independent.
no, he's not an independent. No, he's a
Green.
green. No, he's not a green party. He was Jesus.
I don't
Uh,
know.
anyway,
I can't remember. I'm sorry. I don't remember things. I'm not good at remembering things.
it's not.
You know, 2 years
He's a
from now, I'll
libertarian. He's a
probably
libertarian. He's a
libertarian.
Libertarian,
conservative
yeah.
libertarian. Yes.
Yes.
Um,
Okay.
and we had a good show with him on that one time, and it was we didn't agree on everything, but it was a very civil conversation. I thought it was a good discussion, and he said it was an interesting conversation with folks who will actually have a conversation despite disagreements on core issues / principles. Good stuff.
And that is one of our core principles to disagree with agreement.
Yeah. In addition, we had Michael Storm on.
Hmm.
He's more of a, I would say, more of a leftist than even maybe we are.
Hmm.
And and he said I had a great time visiting with Phil and Lisa. The casual but organized conversation was open and honest and fair and important. So many conversations are lopsided or just not worth participating in, and it's refreshing to just talk and share thoughts and be in the moment while meeting some new and interesting people.
Oh, thank you.
So we typically get pretty good reviews.
Hmm.
These two guests were not
Yep.
in agreement with everything we
No.
said, but we had a really good
Yeah.
discussion. So thought it would be good to mention that. We'll have some more as we move
The
forward.
real test will be if we ever get someone who's MAGA on.
Right.
It's worth a shot.
Mm. Yeah,
We've,
that'll be the litmus test
yeah,
for sure.
because we have had very, very, I would say, super spicy conversations with members of our family.
Yeah. Um,
Okay.
over the last week, Lisa and I went to uh, a, a stack event,
Hmm.
Springfield Township
Yeah, Springfield
Action
Township
Committee.
Action Committee stack event. And we actually heard a couple people talk. One is is it Josh or Jason Bradner?
Jason, I believe.
Jason Bradner, and he's running for representative in our district. We are, of course, giving him a vote, and we're giving him a shout out. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, and also
Also, we heard. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Suleiman.
Ayman Soliman,
Yep.
who was uh, a Muslim chaplain at Children's Hospital, a professor. He was here, had a green card in Cincinnati.
Hmm.
He went in for check-in one day and was detained by ICE for 72 days. And so last week on Tuesday, we attended the Stack event, and he detailed not only that event, but just about everything leading up to it.
Yeah.
It was a very comprehensive
Hmm.
presentation. Unfortunately, we couldn't hear. The acoustics in the room were terrible, and he's Egyptian, and
Yeah.
he had a thick accent, and it was difficult.
It was kind of difficult to take in all of his words.
Right.
And I know added to that is the fact that Philip spent most of his teenage years with headphones on at top volume. So his hearing is a little occluded. And I recently had a really bad ear infection. And because of that, my hearing is still a little off.
Right.
So,
On top of
especially like in a room. With headphones on, I hear pretty good, but in a room, not so much.
that,
Mhm.
it was a packed house.
Yeah.
We had wanted to try to get close to Mr. Solomon, but and find out if he would like to do our show, but could not do that because of the number of people who were pulling him in all
Yeah.
directions. There were quite a few interested people in his
Yeah.
story, but he is coming out with a book later this year about his
Experience.
detention. We were able to understand a lot of his descriptions of the reprehensible conditions in the Butler
Mhm.
County Jail
Yep.
that he experienced,
Right.
being stripped naked, and
Mhm. In front of others.
not being able to, just some of the different things that you've heard about, where prisoners have had to be on their knees for certain periods of time, and
Mhm.
go without decent food and that type of stuff.
Go
Just
without medical care.
medical care, right?
Yeah.
Just
Hmm.
Um,
insanity.
you know,
Yeah.
he talked about the fact that he suffers from migraines, and they offered him 200 milligrams of, I think it was ibuprofen,
Yeah.
which, I guess the Republicans aren't going to give out Tylenol anymore, but that's
Right.
beside the point.
Well, that brings up another story, a current event that's Cincinnati
Yeah.
oriented. I was really, really sad to see the passing of Liz Bonus
Mm,
the other day. Are you
I
aware?
saw that.
She was like a health and fitness correspondent for local Channel 12.
hmm
Uh, did radio spots. She was really, I would say, a inspirational type person, very active, and she had a colon cancer that she did not reveal to anyone you know, until we all found out last week, and so that was a very sad event.
hmm
Rest in
Eh,
peace. Liz.
yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that don't I got to say this. The only thing that bothered me about it
Mm,
is uh, Butler County Sheriff, uh, who's in charge of the facility we just talked about with Iman Solomon,
hmm
uh, um, Sheriff Roy Jones, Sheriff Roy Jones, I think is his name.
Okay.
He used it as an opportunity to talk about how he had a special relationship with Liz, and that she was a big proponent of the immigration policies, sort of like we see from a lot of Republicans, where they'll capitalize on something that's happened
hmm
to suggest that this person that people feel, have strong feelings about, was actually sympathetic to some of these rotten
Was
policies
on
that
their
the
side.
administration. So
Yeah.
it may have been true, maybe
Yeah,
not.
they basically politicize
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I heard her quite often on WLW. I've heard her on her. I never once heard her politics or heard her come out and say this, but Sheriff Jones thought it was a good opportunity to reveal that they were like best friends, and that she endorsed this.
Right. Right.
So I thought that was,
Which we'll see if somebody comes
yeah,
out and says, "Yeah, this asshole needs to shut his pie hole."
yeah.
Um.
But anyway, but there we go. That's
Yeah.
local stuff going on. But what's
Can I do my part now, or
uh,
do you want to?
please say it. Will, you want to let Lisa do
Go
her?
ahead.
I know you haven't had much opportunity to talk, but this won't take very long. Today, Philip and I went to the Hamilton County, whatever it's called, and so that we could do early
Board of
voting.
Elections,
Huh?
yes.
Board of
Board of
Elections, yes.
Elections. Voted
Hamilton County Board of
for the
Elections.
primaries,
So
right?
that we could do early voting. I took my marriage certificate. I don't have my birth certificate, so I have to order that. But I don't know why. It's just not there. I have Danny's, I have my dad's, I have Philip's, you know. So I have a copy of my brother's, Danny's, like I said. But as I say, I we voted today, and all I needed was my passport. That was all they looked at. The only reason I gave them my passport is because my current ID, I haven't changed it yet for our current address, so it still shows my old address. Which you can use that for most stuff, but not for things like voting, or getting your taxes done. So I have the passport. Uh, yeah, I hope to one day use the passport
And you
or
hope that
something
Trump's face isn't on it
other
too.
than ID. Yes. Oh, yeah. Trump's talking about putting his face on passports so people know that it was him who made it possible. I'm like, F you,
Yeah.
Mr. Trump.
Hmm.
Uh, so, let me, any idea? Oh, there they are. Where are my glasses? I'm so organized. Sorry to take up so much of our time. Uh, okay. Now, I recently saw a reel and I looked into this stuff, and there are three proposals that were put forth, or bills that were put forth by the Democrats that the Republicans are refusing to vote on. They won't even let it hit the floor. Okay. So, I don't know how to get these votes on the floor. I'll have to do more research on that. But there is an automatic vote registration. Okay. There is, and that is HR 2301, and that's automatic voter registration. And basically, what that means is when you reach 18, you're a registered voter. Okay. I don't know how that would be affected by the 4 year thing. If you don't vote at least once within 4 years, you're off the rolls and you have to re register. So, just so you're aware of that. Um, HR 1457, IDs for inclusion for an inclusive democracy. Basically, what that is it's a free ID for life to vote. Okay, so you can't take it away from you. I guess unless maybe you commit a felony, because I don't think felons can vote. But you know what you get what I'm saying there. And this one, I really like this one. I think it's great. Mind you, I like early voting and mail in voting as much, if not better, but those are already on the table. Uh, HR 7329, Election Day Holiday. They can't make you work so that you can't vote. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm talking about these because of the SAVE Act. Now, if the SAVE Act is passed, ladies, get your marriage certificate, get your birth certificate. It's it's expensive, and yes, it's a tax, and yes, it's reprehensible. But if you can't vote, you can't make it better. You can't make them fix it. So
Yeah.
do 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 what you can.
Well, they kind of
You know?
say that the SAVE
Yeah.
Act is dead on the Senate floor. It's not going to get through the Senate, but
Mhm.
the states are already trying to, on a individual
Yeah.
basis, the states are already trying to amend their voting policies to reflect changes in the SAVE Act.
Yeah, and some of them are going our way, and some of them are not.
Yeah, as a
So
matter of fact,
depends on what's happening in your state. Hmm.
well, and, I was going to say in Louisiana, they've canceled the primaries altogether.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and fortunately here in California, we still have mail-in ballots, we still have live voting,
Mm,
on-site voting, so
right.
we haven't had to deal with that. Plus, we just redistrict certain areas around Sacramento County,
Hmm.
and the Republican Party tried to block it, and fortunately, a judge was like, "Nope, people
Yeah.
voted for it. It's legal."
Hmm.
Well, okay, so they canceled the primary predicated on the ill-advised Supreme Court decision to uh, to strike the Second Amendment from the Voters' Rights Act, which is a direct attack on minority voters.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It was put through during the Civil Rights age.
Hmm.
For
Yeah, 1963, if I'm not mistaken.
right, to make elections more fair for minorities.
Hmm.
And so it's like opening a door for gerrymandering. So while the Supreme Court continues to like waffle back, like they'll vote against the president on certain things, but it seems like the highest profile, most impactful things, they're going to vote with
They're
with
going
the
to vote
regime.
in
You know,
his favor.
Well,
yeah,
So,
especially with the fact that you've got a conservative majority, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I got a few other choice words, but I'm trying to keep it
We can
13.
say MAGA, but yeah, and things are coming out. I really kind of believe that that Trump has blackmail on a lot of these people.
Well, they want
Well,
to
You know? Yeah.
gerrymander these states, and they want to get it done before the
Midterms before.
midterms.
Yeah.
But the governor of Georgia says that's not going to happen. He said that will not happen in Georgia. I don't
Well,
know.
yeah,
that's
as a matter of
good.
fact, they
That's
also blocked
impressive.
it in Virginia.
Hmm.
They've already done gerrymandering here in Cincinnati, at least. Uh, I know that when we were in one place, when we were getting ready to move, I wanted to check on the areas that we were going into, and we were here, okay? And by the time we went to vote, we'd been moved to Mount Healthy.
Right.
So we are part of for voting purposes, we're part of Mount Healthy. We don't actually, technically, I don't think we have to pay Mount Healthy taxes. So if they're upset at us for voting for the school levy, that's just how we are. We've always voted yes on school levies because, you know, some of the children are our future.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I
Yeah.
want to go back to your
Uh-huh.
point again about the SAVE Act.
Mhm.
Um, a lot of those things are being done individually by the states, but the argument that a lot of MAGA is making is that okay, you don't like the SAVE Act, give us your plan. What's your plan? And what
Mhm.
you were exhibiting to
Yeah.
us is
There's a plan.
it's already been done.
Yeah.
There
It's
doesn't
out
need to be a
there.
new plan. You
Right.
know, this is
Okay.
there
I
doesn't
mean,
need to be
the
a
only
counter.
thing I can think of that would they could maybe put it all in one bill.
Well, it's already
You
in
know.
place. They don't,
Yeah.
what the Democrats are saying is no, this is already in place. The SAVE Act does not need to happen. We don't
Right.
necessarily need another plan.
Right. Well,
Um,
but they want to add these right there, but these three things, and then the thing about illegal aliens, there's no special bill needed because illegal aliens can't vote.
Nope.
They're not voting. There is no voter. The voter fraud is it's a red herring. It's a way for him to control.
And
Now,
keep in mind also that the fraud that has been proven with voting, the majority of the fraud are coming from Republicans.
exactly. Yeah. So now one real important question for you, Will. Can
Hmm.
you tell that I dyed my hair blue?
A little.
you can't really see it too well on
Yeah,
the.
you really can't see it that well because of how dark my hair is.
It looks
I
pretty
can
It's
see
good.
really
it.
hard, but I
Yeah.
didn't want to. I didn't want to bleach, and you have to bleach your hair to get those colors. So
Hmm.
I went. It's called midnight blue. So thank you
Well,
very
it's a
much.
work in
And then I
progress,
have
but it
blue
does look
glasses.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice tint. Yeah.
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 Yep.
I liked it better than I thought it would.
Right.
But
Now,
yeah,
Aaron,
as a matter of fact, earlier this past week, they had the first governor's debate for California.
Yeah.
And personally, the guy that I'm going to go with is Tom Steyer.
Hmm.
You know,
okay.
I mean, you listen to what he says, a lot of it makes sense.
Hmm.
You know, especially with big oil, with prices in like housing, gas, food. You know, a lot of it is because of the tariffs, but also a lot of it is because of these corporations here in California.
Hmm.
Because basically, there's really no checks and balances here, and with the oil companies, because of the fees and everything that they have to pay. Unfortunately, a lot of the refineries did have to shut down. But
Hmm.
you know, the big three, Exxon, Chevron, BP, they're making profit hand over fist.
Mm.
And unfortunately, it's the California residents that are the ones getting gouged at the pump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
What's it up to
$4,
now?
yeah, because for every $4 that you have to put in your car, BP's making $11 billion
Mm.
Yeah.
for every
Now,
$4 that you're spending on gasoline.
Wow.
now, how? What's the gas prices now in California?
In some places, it's 6. In others, it's 8.
Wow.
Oh wow.
That's insane.
I know. Ours is the highest I think it's ever been at 5.90 or 4.99 a gallon.
You know what? You
So,
can tell it's at a threshold because
Mhm.
everyone is at 4.99. It's not
Yeah.
like there's any competition.
Yeah,
It's like this is the
all
lowest we can give you. It's like they can't there's no price
well,
wars. That
you
tells
know.
you that it's going to get worse.
Uh-huh.
It's going to get
Well,
worse because
the
um,
other thing is too. I saw that Governor DeWine, he rejected the pause on the gas tax for Ohio,
Mhm.
okay, I
and they
didn't
were
know that.
talking about doing it here in California, and Newsom shot it down.
Mm.
Hmm.
Well, that's a thing where there's a lot of money there. You
Well,
know.
yeah,
Well,
yeah, because
Aaron,
again, you've got these skyrocketing prices,
Mhm.
and everyone's like, "Well, it's going to start coming down. It's going to start coming down." No, it's not.
it's
Mm.
not. It's not. We're just now
No.
seeing the repercussions from maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. So even if it were to miraculously open the Strait of Hormuz today and traffic, which is not going to happen,
Mm-mm.
you would still have 3 or 4 weeks of lead time before it would even start to abate.
Mm.
But I mean, for every week we're into this, that's how far off into the future that you better count. If you're going on a summer vacation or something like that, you better figure that into your equation. It's going to be, you don't know if it'll be five.
Yeah.
You're moving from state to state. You don't know if you're going to be paying 5 here, 6 here, whatever.
And it's going to push up the price of flights.
And plus everything else because of shipping and everything else is going to
Yeah,
rocket too.
because I mean, you
Not
take
to
a look at
mention,
farmers and how they're being gouged right now with diesel prices.
Right.
yep.
And Trump
Oh
acts like
yeah, diesel's
everybody.
ridiculous.
Trump acts like everybody's sitting around on vacation where they can pick and choose whether they're going to sit back and have a margarita or if they're going to travel somewhere. Well, people travel to work 20 and 30 miles in some rural locations, or you got to go to medical facility, or most people
Hmm.
are not traveling, frivolously.
Yeah,
So
and I think it might be an idea, ladies and gentlemen, gentle listeners, to double up.
yeah.
You know, go to your business and maybe even nearby businesses and see if there's anybody that might want to carpool.
But he's got to own this. This is Trump gas. This is
Yeah.
Trump gas. When
Yeah.
he likes to put his fucking name on everything,
And it's
this is
smelling
his.
up the entire country.
Yeah, but
Trump gas is smelling up the entire country.
Yeah.
yeah, but the problem here is, guys, you've got Trump, Besant, and everybody in the cabinet, and I use that term loosely.
Right.
Their entire tactic. Hey, you know what? Blame Biden.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
I know.
ridiculous.
I know. Oh, this is all just.
Yeah.
This is all necessary because of the terrible condition. He ripped up the agree. He claims that the nuclear armament of Iran is the whole reason behind the war, which he never said that at the beginning. They arrived on this
Nope.
after going through
It's
5 or
bullshit.
6
Yeah.
different reasons. And so,
Mhm.
but he tore up an agreement that John Kerry and Obama did back in 2000, I don't know, 12 or something, where Iran had committed itself in writing not to develop a nuclear war. There were provisions in place, inspections. It was working. Trump ripped it up simply because it was not his agreement.
Right.
And now he's
Mhm.
fighting like
Because out there,
This
a
is a
black
man
man
who
outdo
this
him.
is a man who made previous agreements with other countries and ripped them up when he came in 2024 because he said whoever did them was an idiot. Well, it was him.
but he's fighting like hell to get back just to that. And we're all paying for it. So he's been embroiled in this for both of his terms, and it's completely ruining the economy. Aaron's not here, but I wanted to get one contribution he made. Nacho is a new word going around. You had taco for Trump. Now we have nacho. Not a chance Hormuz opens.
Yep.
Because yes,
Mhm.
Yeah, he destroyed the world economy for his ego, I guess.
Well, not only that, but for oil. The same reason that the Bushes went into Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria.
yeah.
It was all over oil.
So you keep looking at these things, you keep saying these things, and it's like, what in the fuck are people looking at that keeps supporting this guy? I do not get it. I don't
agree.
understand. It's the culture wars. Everybody thinks there wasn't enough bad comedy before. I mean, there wasn't enough comedy to capitalize on people that had disabilities, or there wasn't enough. There was too much.
You know what? I'm just gonna say that most people who have disabilities don't care if they're made they're joked about.
But if you go back 15, 20 years,
It makes them feel loved and
if you go back 15, 20 years when you had normal administrations like Clinton, even Bush, somewhat normal administrations, we're not talking about anything that's changed so drastically politically that it warrants the type of sellout that a Trump voter has committed. What in the fuck are they think? I don't understand it. I can't hardly stand to be around somebody like that anymore.
And it's sad because, I mean, you take a look at Texas right now. 37th in education.
Yeah.
Before Abbott became governor, I forget the woman's name who was the previous governor. Texas at that point was ranked 7th in the nation in education. And it's a statistical fact that red states, every single one of them, have lower education rates than blue states.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I gave you an example.
And they're more likely to need the government assistance, such as they use more government assistance.
Right. They're more dependent on it. They're being harmed.
Yeah, red states depend more on blue states than the other way around. But yet still, you got MAGA and Republicans talking about how liberals are just so damn lazy, and they want, quote unquote, as a friend of mine would say, free cheese.
What?
But yet we're the ones supplying the cheese to the red states. So who's really getting the free cheese here?
But what has given them the permission structure to carry it this far? We're saying, I'll give you an example. David Allan Coe passed the other day. Rest in peace. All right. Country artist. I'm sure maybe he's atoned for some of his indiscretions in the past, but he wrote one of the most racist country music albums of all time. I'm not even going to repeat what his album was about. When that came out, this thread came out, and everybody was calling him legend. Everybody was calling him, this the true outlaw. Fuck Willie Nelson. This is a true outlaw. There's a permission structure that the right now has to exercise all the racist and misogynistic fantasies.
And it's all because Congress in the House refuses to rein in Trump.
Right.
And the worse it gets, the more encouraged they get.
The more acceptable it becomes to MAGA.
The only thing that's getting to them are these things that are hitting them in the wallet, like the gas prices.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's ever started to take hold, because the regime is so inept.
Well, not only that, but with public assistance being cut back more and more.
Yeah.
That too. Yeah.
Right.
It's that too.
Yeah. I mean, we're not physically seeing that, Philip and I, because we're not utilizing public assistance.
Well, a lot of the blowback's not going to happen
Right.
either until later this year, and move, even after the midterms, when he may be somewhat neutralized on any new initiatives. A lot of this shit that they're enacting now, the big beautiful bill, that's going to really start to hurt people later.
Yeah,
between the big beautiful bill and Project 2025.
Now, do you have any idea where that is in? Where is 2025 in action?
Well, our economy, for one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then you take a look at how the Department of Education is being just gutted. Basically,
that's ridiculous. That's awful.
Right.
Yeah.
Things like calling,
and then you've got Mr. Brainworm, RFK Jr., basically just ripping out health care.
Right.
No problem. Yeah. Here. And it's monotonous.
Yeah. Well, now
You
there's
know.
some things we need to get to, some news items. Of course, we had uh, the correspondence dinner, Washington Correspondence Dinner last weekend, where there was a gunman. Would not call it an assassination attempt, although the regime was quick to call it that. But the gunman
Hmm.
was a teacher from California. His name was. Uh,
I want to say his last name was
it was
Allen.
Alan, yeah.
It's right there, honey, at the beginning of the article that you were just looking at. Right there near the top. Go up,
Well,
up,
it,
up, up. For the name Cole Allen, I think it was.
yeah, Cole Allen. Cole
Yeah,
Allen.
You had it written down there.
Cole
Right
Teach.
Allen.
there.
He was teacher of the year. All this stuff. He had,
Hmm.
you know, he apparently he was leftist. He leaned left, but he said that he could not, in clear conscience, continue to. He had a manifesto that they found after this, um, and where he named what that the members of the regime were targeted, and that members of the media were not, and all this stuff.
Hmm.
Um, but what was interesting about it was that they were quick to call it an assassination attempt, maybe so, but they were also within minutes using it as a reason to build the ballroom, to continue to build the ballroom, to
Hmm.
break the stalemate that the federal judges have put on the building of the
Hmm.
ballroom to continue building this thing.
Yep.
Um, Almost as if it was a coordinated effort. Like they have a
Hmm.
chat. I don't know if it's a signal chat or whatever, but they have key personnel on the signal chat that mobilizes their media blitz. And within minutes of the assassination attempt, you heard the same thing from like Pete Hegseth, from Lindsey Graham. Oh, this indicates why we need a ballroom. The thing is, the correspondence event was not it's not a state event. It was an independent event for writers, not for the president. Now here he is trying to bring all that into the White House. The event was a sideshow. It was completely created to jack him off, basically, to suck him off, to suck off the president.
Hmm.
It's a complete
Yeah, because
circus.
they've completely made it not what it used to be. It used to be a bit of a roast.
Yeah,
Well,
but I don't.
well, not only that, it was another way to deflect from things like the Iran war, like the Epstein files. Which
Here, look
I'm
over
sorry, the
here.
Epstein files are not going away anytime soon. People,
Mm-mm.
No, there'll
No,
be.
not going to happen.
never,
Sorry,
never.
ever.
Mm-mm.
But the thing is, okay, I don't believe in conspiracies, and despite our intro video that we really appreciate Rob creating for us, we don't believe in. I don't believe in conspiracy theories necessarily. I don't when you don't have real good foundation truth on things. I don't like to bring it. But the fact that they had this coordinated effort so quickly after the attempt is what causes people to start talking or wondering.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, exactly. The way they reacted, plus the fact that with his previous assassination attempt, Trump doesn't discuss it. He didn't talk about it. When does he shut up? I mean, when does he ever shut up about something?
right, right.
He's not. Okay. So I'm thinking that maybe they're going to try and get him to talk about how, he's the first president that they tried to get shot twice. But you know what? How did the guy get that close to the ballroom?
Well, okay,
Hmm.
so the security was
I just
terrible,
have to say.
apparently.
Yeah,
The
but
security
the security
was
should be
basically
right. But
non-existent.
the security should be the president's security.
Well, that's
The hotel should not be in charge of the security. Though when the Secret Service comes to, I don't know, like a radio station in Ohio, okay? Uh when they come here, they're canvassing like people in the neighborhood. They're going to homes. They're following up on letters. Uh, you know. So why wasn't the Secret Service in charge of the security? Why weren't they saying,
well,
well,
okay.
thank you, hotel, for hosting this? The president's here, and so's everybody else. So we're just going to take over security. A guy with a gun should not have gotten that close to the ballroom.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. But
Okay.
so they had terrible perimeter
Mhm.
security, like around
Yeah.
the outside. Inside, it was good. I mean, they responded quickly and they
Mhm.
subdued him very quickly. Thank
Yeah,
God.
and what is it? As they were fleeing, Trump fell. Um,
Oh yeah, there were,
they did take Trump and Melania together. They took Pete Hegseth in a different direction. They got RFK and they left his wife
His wife.
to her own defenses. I will say this for Miller. There was a thing put out that from a certain angle that they were trying to intimate that he was hiding behind his wife. But in actuality, he put himself between. I hate to say anything nice about him, but he put himself between his pregnant wife and the bullets
I think that's
as
all
they were
open to
fleeing.
interpretation.
Huh?
I think that's all.
Well,
Mhm.
okay, according to the angle, when you see the actual event on the video,
Yeah,
you see the doorway where the bullets were coming from,
yeah.
the entrance, and you see her here and him here. So that's my interpretation.
All right, so we're gonna
Done.
now that you've done that,
Nicest thing I'm ever going to say about Miller.
now that you've done that, you're gonna have to come up with a new fuck up because that was one of my fuck ups.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
um, but okay, so
Mhm.
yeah, a lot of
We can
lot
spin
of
it.
different things happened during that event that were
Mhm.
weird. Not the least of which was Carolyn Levitt saying that shots would be fired um, during the event. I'm sure she didn't mean literally shots being fired. I would not suggest that she
Yeah,
meant that.
and she said that before the event.
But at the same time, I would not say that Jimmy Kimmel was doing anything nefarious with his joke about Melania having the glow of an expectant widow on the air. And
Mhm.
yet,
Yeah.
the regime took that as an opportunity to suggest that Kimmel should
Once
be
again.
fired again, and
Uh-huh.
not just
Well, considering that they did it to Colbert at CBS, so they figured, okay, we got Colbert gone. Now we're going to get rid of Kimmel.
well, and they've
Well,
tried
now
Kimmel
who's
before.
Kimmel with? I thought he was on with.
ABC.
Okay. They don't own them yet. I said yet. Okay.
Well,
But
they tried. They got Kimmel off the air for like 3 days. Remember, if you remember late last year, they got
Mhm.
him off the air for 3 days. But he won't leave anything alone. We'll get to another news item that reveals that as well. Um, but this is the second chance to try to get Kimmel, and Kimmel does push the envelope. He's intentionally pushing buttons. He's doing a good job.
yeah,
he's
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 doing his
fighting the
job.
good fight. He's
Mhm.
and you cannot interpret what he said as being inciting people to violence. This whole notion that the left is more prone to inciting people to violence is insane when you have a president who talks about annihilating an entire civilization, talks
Mhm.
about, endorses, does not say anything in defense of Preddy and Good, who got killed by his Nazi
Not to
thug.
mention those two senators.
Yeah.
Or the
Talks
senator and
about
her
Yep.
husband.
And let's not forget the comments that he made about Robert Mueller when he died.
right. So the whole narrative is insane, but it's a concept Joseph Goebbels put forward, the big lie. You repeat it often enough, and people believe it, especially people who want to
Mhm.
believe it.
Right, people who want to believe it.
Yeah.
Now, I saw something there about the king
Oh
of
yeah.
England
Well, yeah. The King of England did. He did
address
come and
Congress.
visit the United States and
Yeah.
address Congress the other day. That was a fantastic speech.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah.
epic. It was epic.
And he got
I mean, even
Yeah.
without saying the man's name, we all knew who King Charles was referring to
Right.
during his speech.
This is the first time in a long time that I had any respect for him.
Well, and he drew a lot of criticism in England for doing this trip. Don't go there, don't indulge him, don't support him, and he didn't. He came here and he basically pantsed Trump in front of an
Mhm.
adoring audience. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
J.D. Vance, all these people in black coat, they were up standing ovation when he was saying things like, "We got to continue to work with NATO. We got to we got to continue to remember our allies. We got to support Ukraine and their war." Yeah,
Democracy.
all these things that were completely antithetical to what the regime stands
Yeah.
for. Not only were they tolerating it, they were giving it standing ovations. And Trump, he made it.
But it took him a minute to do it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but Trump,
You know, but what really was the icing on the cake for me was how he kept talking about how Congress has a duty to uphold the Constitution.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
That was the icing on the cake
Yeah.
for me.
yeah,
Now,
I mean, at that point, I was standing up at full volume singing Hail Britannica.
Mhm.
I was.
well,
Yeah.
he got.
I'm not going to lie.
And so you wonder what did they invite him? Trump made a reveal. He said something like, "Melania, or my mother loved you because of your silky smooth accent. She loved your accent. Trump loves to grease people's cheeks. You remember when he talked to the UFC fighter, "Oh, you're too handsome to be a fighter." Or, he loves the this is an insight into his personal charm, I guess. But
Mhm.
he's talking about how Charles's accent was so wonderful. It's just so smooth, and it's like a.
It's a British accent. I fell in
Right.
love with guys with British accents.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
but here's
I had a
here's the
British
thing with that,
doctor.
guys.
I wouldn't leave the man alone.
Here's the thing with that, guys.
Uh-huh.
Charles hadn't even been born yet
Mm.
yeah, right.
when his mother was around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he may have said Melania then, but he was talking about how someone, I thought he meant his mother, was enamored with Prince Charles.
Yeah, he did say his mother.
Mm.
He did say his mother. And what pissed me off was when they were going down the procession of shaking hands with Trump's cabinet, and again, I use that term loosely,
Mhm.
he literally cut in front of Camille
Yeah.
and was shaking his own cabinet's hand.
Mm.
And even she was like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
And even Charles just looked at him like, dude, seriously?
Right.
Yeah.
A major faux pas.
Yeah.
Major faux pas.
I do have a question about the word excoriated, hun.
Where?
And in the King of England speech before Congress, which excoriated the Trump administration even while they clapped.
Okay, you're going to.
He did.
No, she's wondering what
He did.
excoriated means.
I just wanted to double check. I assumed it was good. To wear off the skin of, to abrade.
To
Love
censor scathingly. I
Yeah,
think that's
well,
what we're going
I
for.
like to abrade.
Yeah, she
better.
loves to call me out on my vocabulary.
No, honey, it's just a word I'm not familiar with, and that's not useful for me. I don't sit there and read a difficult book with a dictionary sitting next to me.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
he-
have to.
I think that's a good word, though. I think
It
he
is.
excoriated
I like it.
the regime. It was like a mind fuck. It's like they let.
He basically dressed them down.
Right.
Oh,
is
yeah.
what he did.
All right.
Yeah, and they basically, Congress knew to be polite. Trump, on the other hand, not so much.
So here's another thing. Pete Hegseth, this was a big deal. He appeared before the Senate Armed Forces Committee and the Congressional Armed Forces Committee on consecutive days, and made a fool of himself and probably perjured himself at some point. I guess one of the highlights for me of that was when I think it was Ro Khanna asked him about I think it was Melissa Slotkin asked him, which was another thing. Melissa Slotkin and Senator Mark Kelly were two of the individuals that Pete Hegseth wanted to put on trial
For that video saying,
yeah.
don't follow illegal.
So it was interesting to see them
commands.
juxtaposed in this hearing. But anyway, Slotkin asked him about the rising fuel prices, and Hegseth just deflected by trying to say, well, you think they're bad in middle America? Look at how they are in a red state like California. It's like.
Is California a red state? I
They're
thought it was a blue state.
No,
They're
no.
Oh.
the blue
Okay.
state.
California's a blue
You're
state.
right.
I just wanted to
That's what I
double
meant.
check
The
because
blue
I like that we fact check ourselves.
Right. No, that
You
was
know?
that was a very
Yeah.
a wonderful correction because I'm in a blue state.
Yeah.
But trying to turn it on its ear awkwardly, unsuccessfully by suggesting that it was somehow, when you figure in the cost of living and everything like
Well, it's
that,
not so bad here, but
the price in California, even though it might be $6 to $8 and it's $5 here,
it's comparable.
they're just still. The thing is, it's terrible everywhere, and
Yeah,
that
I
was
mean,
my
Mhm.
I guess we could offer to mail Aaron a 10-gallon can with gas in it, but I don't know if it's legal to mail gasoline.
No, it's not. It's
No.
not
Yeah, I didn't think
illegal
so.
to mail liquid.
And we'd offer to
basically.
drive out there, but that's problematic as well.
But he also deflected any kind of answer regarding the school children that were killed in the attack during the Iran war.
Right, right.
So it was another bad performance. But there again, Hegseth's a man, and I think Trump has a man crush on him for some reason. I think he likes his curly hair or something like that. He's probably going to last a little bit longer than Pam Bondi and Kristi Noem.
Oh, not to mention Kash Patel.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean J. Edgar Boozer?
Yeah, right, Jay. Right. Well, yeah, there was
the Wizard of Wine.
There was an Atlantic article that came out
Or the
about
Wizard of
Kash
Whiskey.
Patel's incompetence and his alcoholism. I'm not going to.
Yeah, because between him and Keg's breath, I call him the booze brother.
Right. But Trump will tend to double down on these things. It makes he feels like he's a maverick, and that it strengthens his hold if he has these bad dudes on his side, I guess. But anyway.
And he has been what is it? Where's the thing about his impeachment?
Oh yeah. The articles of impeachment have been brought against Hegseth by
Republican.
No, representative.
Oh, representative. Okay.
Sri Thanadar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not sure of what state, but there are articles of impeachment out there that'll probably go nowhere, but still.
Mm-hmm. At least they're doing something.
And finally, before our
F-ups of the fortnight.
Yeah, we should mention that, by now the regime should have gone to Congress and got a declaration of war or else cease the war altogether. The way that the regime is doing an end around on that is the president sent a letter to Congress saying that, well, there's a ceasefire, and so right now it's terminated, even though there's buildup of more troops and there's no end in sight.
Yeah, and they haven't brought anybody home. They haven't really. If they're not home, you haven't ended it.
Yeah, I mean, we'd barely have enough time in an hour just to go over some of the very top fuck ups of this administration every week, but
right.
But to really dig into it, you could really come up.
And the thing is, Trump was also quoted as saying, "Well, I don't need to go to Congress. I can do this without him."
He says because he says nobody ever goes to Congress. Nobody ever. And it's like, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
For Iraq, George Bush went to Congress.
Yeah.
Got a declaration of war.
For World War II, they did not for Vietnam, but that was not called a war. It was a police action.
They got this idea that
they got congressional support though for Vietnam.
They feel like they can do these little police actions where they go in and do some kind of operation and get out and sneak in and out before it's ever,
And it doesn't.
They bit off more than they can chew.
I mean, yeah.
Because of the
Iraq
Strait of
is
Hormuz.
bigger than they,
Yeah. So anyway.
Okay. So let's get to the fuck ups of the fortnight, ladies and gentlemen. And it's not usual that I use that special word.
Yeah. All right, Lacey, you want to be the host?
Okay. Carolyn Levitt suggesting there would be shots fired at the press correspondence dinner before the dinner versus Stephen Miller using his wife as a shield, or the perception that Stephen Miller used his wife as a shield after the shots were fired.
I think you revealed how you feel about both of those already. So.
Well, yeah.
Well,
okay.
Go ahead. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with Carolyn Levitt, because I do feel like the Stephen Miller thing is a red herring based on camera angles.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to go with Carolyn Levitt too, because I mean that was just too
I,
too coincidental.
too ironic. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Stephen Miller because I don't think that it's his. I really. I don't buy. I don't buy it. I feel like Miller would be somebody that would hide behind his pregnant wife while groping her simultaneously.
Mhm.
But doesn't matter what I think. Carolyn Levitt moves on.
Well, if you're either protecting yourself or protecting your wife, you don't always pay attention to where your hands are going, and they're married. He can grope her.
Well, she claimed
You
that
have permission to
she
grope
thought
me
it
in
was
public if you want.
she thought it was weird enough that she did question him about it afterwards.
Who, the wife?
Yeah, she asked Miller
Yeah,
about
she
it.
did.
Yeah.
Okay, what'd she ask him?
Why? You know, what were you thinking? Why did you do that?
Oh,
You know,
do what?
groped her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
full on grab.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'd have to see the video again. I saw the part of the video where the Secret Service was pulling them along, and the Secret Service was here, she was here, and he was here. So,
Okay.
to me, in the moving video, it looked like he was trying to protect her.
All right.
But,
What's the
okay.
second one?
Trump declaring the U.S. now has a good relationship with Iran while admitting who he doesn't know who the Iranian leadership is in the same sentence, versus Eric Trump bragging about his $24 million Pentagon deal on Fox News.
Yeah.
Whew. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, we all know that anywhere Trump Jr. or Eric goes, it's a grift.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's an
Right.
absolute grift. And I mean they're just so blatant about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, we're doing this. What are you going to do about it? But with Trump, I have to go with that because of the fact that if you're going to be negotiating with someone, you need to know who's in charge.
Exactly.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I agree. Well, I think that these are really two really bad ones, but I think the reveal of the first of Trump declaring, you know, that he's got a good relationship, and he still doesn't. I mean, that's a terrible reveal that they have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the overall scope of things, and that's
Yeah. Why are they letting him talk in public?
This was probably a bad square off because they should have been separated. They were both completely fucked up. But
I'm going to. Are you laying your vote with Trump?
yeah.
Okay. I'm laying my vote with Eric because I would like the obvious grift that the Trump family is perpetrating needs to be highlighted. So,
I totally get it.
Well, the thing
Okay.
is, you've got
But Trump still moves on.
well, you got congressional and House Democrats that want to start an investigation into the Trump brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. What's the third matchup, sweetie?
The U.S. depletes 7 types of missiles on the Iran war, weakening national defense, versus indicting James Comey on frivolous criminal charges for the second time.
Yeah. If you didn't see it, I don't know if you saw it, Will, but Scott
did.
Jennings was on with Adam Mockler, who's a young influencer, and Mockler was like basically wiping the floor with
that's
him.
the wrong one.
No, it's not.
We
Oh,
didn't
no,
vote
no.
on the
Okay.
other one yet.
You're right. Okay. The
But
U.S.
Now, here's the thing about the missiles.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're running out of time. We got 50
I know
yeah.
our military weapons weapons cost a lot of money, and
Yeah.
that's why the war is so expensive. And they're getting rid of these missiles, so now they're going to have to build more, which is why they're asking for, what is it, like $200 billion or something like that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because basically the Trump administration is spending $21 billion a day
on this war. Yeah, that's
on this war.
and here's my thing about that. I kind of have to wonder if maybe war's just not going to get so expensive that they have to stop doing it.
right.
But,
all right, so we got to get this one.
Depleted missiles or Comey second indictment.
Comey's going to beat the second indictment for sure. So I got to go with the missiles on this one.
Okay.
I do too.
Me too.
Because
Yeah.
depleting the national defense for this stupid ass war is far more.
Okay.
All right.
Scott Jennings loses his cool on Adam Mockler versus on CNN versus Jesse Waters making reckless comments about the Queen of England, about Washington D.C. and getting escorted away from her.
Did you hear about that?
Two though.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Waters stepped up to her and they were talking about gun violence in Washington, which is the whole premise for why they sent the stormtroopers in there.
Oh, you're talking about Camilla.
Yeah.
Is Camilla queen or is she consort?
They call her
I thought
queen.
she
I
was
didn't think so,
consort.
but they called her
Okay.
they called her queen in the press. So
Okay.
Waters went up to her and said there was a bee problem. He said, "Well, if the bees don't get you, the guns will in Washington." Ha ha ha! And the Secret Service came and escorted his ass off because it was seen as a kind of a threat to the queen. So what is it, Will? Scott Jennings or Jesse Waters?
Watching Scott Jennings just get completely just decimated on national television, that was an absolute thing of beauty. And you got to hand it to the young guy, the Mockler, for the way he just absolutely just took him to the woodshed.
He owned him. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Mockler.
He does that. We watch him on YouTube. We're subscribed, and yeah, he's good.
I'm gonna go with Jesse.
When he runs for president, he's got my vote.
I'm gonna go with Scott Jennings also. So it's Scott Jennings.
Yep.
So now we're on to the final four. We got 2.5 minutes.
Carolyn Levitt, shots fired before the shooting, or Trump not knowing who Iran leadership is?
Trump.
Okay.
I'm going to say Trump also.
I'm just going to highlight Carolyn. So I'll give it to Carolyn. Okay. I'm just going to say 250 billion missiles versus Scott Jennings loses his shit.
The missiles. Because that's a part of our defense.
I got to go missiles too.
Okay, that's a sweep. Missiles, that's something that people are losing scope of, sight of kind of maybe. But all right, here we go. The championship.
Trump not knowing the Iranian leaders versus $250 billion war. Or missiles.
Again, Trump. Because, again, if you're going to negotiate with a country, you got to know who the hell the leader is.
Right.
Yes.
He could be getting prank calls. Who knows?
Yeah. Yep. Or he could be negotiating with himself.
Yeah, probably.
I'm going to go with the missiles on this though, just because of the practical idea of losing those valuable weapons over such a ridiculously stupid, endless, forever war.
Do we have a moment?
No.
Do we even have time for me? No. Okay.
So it's 1-1. What do you got?
Oh, I already said the missiles.
Okay, so it's the missiles. Now you got 30 seconds.
Okay.
The missiles wins the fuck up of the.
I feel like we missed the ridiculous DoorDash order.
Oh yeah, the McDonald's, that was really,
that
was a good fuck up. Yeah.
And here's the thing, that you have to have a certain look at it, people. Research. The tip thing is a red herring. It's not real, okay? Just so you're aware, it's not a real thing because it's made for certain income brackets.
All right.